Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. In the news, Afeni Muhammad held on $25 million bond for killing McDonald's manager. Ain't that something? You know, we got to talk about these stories, guys, because people are crashing out every single day. This particular animal that you see on the screen crashed out because the manager sent her home, and now she's being held on $25 million bond. Actually, the bond should have been $50 million, you know. Now, if you know anything about McDonald's, if it's a slow day and, you know, nothing's really happening, they normally send people home, you know. And it could be that that was the case, but she probably figured she got bills to pay. She's being sent home. It's messing with her bread. She decides to crash out and become Chucky. Now, what a lot of you good people out there may not understand is that this particular woman was a demon who fantasized about being Chucky. If you know anything about Chucky, he used knives. This clip is actually taken from her Instagram page. And you would think, like, who would sit in a car with Chucky on their face as a filter? You see? And this is the problem. We got people like this in the workplace that got demons. And a lot of people on social media are trying to defend this woman by claiming she had mental issues or she had a mental breakdown. No, she was demon possessed. We got to stop calling things mental illness. There's no such thing as mental illness. It's a joke. People are possessed with demons. You understand? There's no mental health. That's a nice way of covering up a serious problem. And the problem is people got demons. We got to call it what it is, guys. Demons. Demons possess people, and people do evil things. Just like when you do good things, what they call you, a good Samaritan, right? They call you an angel when you do good things, right? Well, when people do evil things, where they get that spirit from? From the devil. Right? So now we're going to look at a couple of things, guys. Make sure you hit that like button one time and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. So let's watch the news. Let's find out what the news report got to say. Let me take this music off, and then we're going to pretty much get into the content of what she had to say on her Instagram page. So again, guys, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to the news brief and find out what's going on with this particular case.
Detective Showers, please approach for the swear to. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the information being provided is true and accurate to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief, subject to penalties of perjury?
I do.
Put your hand down. With regard to the defendant, Afeni Muhammad, please set forth a factual basis for the warrant request.
Yes, Your Honor. On 7/10/25, McDonald's employee Afeni Muhammad stabbed McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris multiple times with a kitchen knife at the McDonald's restaurant at 179219 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back."
For not performing her work duties, guys. So it wasn't because the business was running slow and they didn't need the extra help. She was sent home because she was not performing her work duties, which means she was stealing company's time. She was playing with her camera, recording TikTok videos and Instagram videos and reels rather than doing her job.
For the warrant request.
Yes, Your Honor. On 7/10/25, McDonald's employee Afeni Muhammad stabbed McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris multiple times with a kitchen knife at the McDonald's restaurant at 179219 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested on scene and the knife was recovered. Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
And the requested charges are murder in the first degree, count 2, dangerous weapon carrying with unlawful intent, and there's a habitual second notice offense. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
The warrant is being signed and we can proceed to arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling file number 25354, People versus Afeni Badu Muhammad. Counsel, appearances for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sean Haney, public on behalf of the people.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Please, this honorable court, Matthew McDonald, appearing on behalf of Mrs. Muhammad, who does appear via Zoom.
Your name, please, ma'am.
Afeni Muhammad.
Very good. You're here today for arraignment on the charges of murder in the first degree, premeditated, count 2, carrying a weapon with unlawful intent, and a habitual second notice. Mr. Licata, how does your client wish to proceed?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. At this time, my client is asking the court to enter a not guilty plea. This matter set for a probable cause conference of the preliminary exam. I have advised my client of her rights, as well as the charges against her and the potential penalties. We are ready to proceed on those grounds.
Very good. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the charges against you to your satisfaction after talking to your attorney?
Yes.
Very good. I will go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
How in the world could she plead not guilty in this case? How? Guys, what we're seeing here on the screen is a demon. A person who have demons. Stop feeling sorry for people that allow the devil inside. If this woman had an issue with management, all she had to do is just leave the job. That's what you do. That's what adults do. If it's a hostile environment, I'm having pressure, I'm leaving the job. I'm not going to stay there. And also, where's the FBA community to defend her? Like you guys did Carmelo Anthony. Where's the FBA community to say, let's set up a GoFundMe to give her the $25 million she need to post bond? Where is the FBA community? How come the FBA community is silent on this? Where's that same energy? I mean, she stabbed the manager. The manager's black. But see, there's no outrage from the FBA community because the manager is black. You see what I mean? I didn't even really think about that. The Ronald McDonald here, that's crazy. That's amazing. I didn't even peep that one. I should have put Ronald McDonald in the thumbnail. That would have been funny. But let's get back at the content. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. We got 189 in the building, only 59 likes. You guys are hating on the show, guys. You gotta click that like button. Let's go.
Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I will appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll set this matter for a probable cause conference on July 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. The preliminary examination will be on July 30th, 2025 at 1 p.m. As to bond, Mr. Licata.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Just briefly, my client is 26 years old, does live in the great city of East Point. Your Honor, my client is a high school graduate. In fact, is actually taking and was taking some online classes for college for a physical therapy degree. Your Honor, there are some disturbing facts in this particular matter, but there are facts that haven't been brought out yet, and my client is extremely anxious to have those facts brought to light during the pendency of this case. She was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical, that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from, and her prior record. Your Honor, my client is a helpful person. She's a giving person. She's actually is credited with saving a life because of a 60-year-old who had skin cancer that she may go to the doctor to find out that that's exactly what it was, and that person is doing extremely well right now. I understand the facts that have been laid out today in the warrant, but at this time, Your Honor, we are asking the court to consider a bond in this matter that is appropriate, that my client can meet so that she can meet with her attorneys and prepare her for defense in this matter. Thank you.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are y'all not seeing this, guys? Are y'all seeing this? How there's no accountability? And you could tell this guy, he already know the judge is going to throw the book at her. A bond that is appropriate so that she can meet with her attorneys, and no, you ain't going nowhere. No accountability. Let's blame it on the alcohol. Let's blame it on a bad relationship. Let's blame it on something else. No. We gotta hold her accountable, hold her to the fire, guys. That's what we gotta hold her to the fire. Get back at the content.
Thank you. On behalf of the people?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Pursuant to court rule, the court is well within its authority to grant no bond involving any case involving murder. In this case, we are requesting no bond for this defendant. Also provided within the court rules are certain factors for this court to consider when determining whether to grant any bond at all, and in this case, we are requesting no bond, as I indicated. First of all, the court can consider whether or not this defendant is a threat to the community. She entered a public building with other individuals, other employees that were present. She produced a weapon that was a knife longer than 3 inches, and she stabbed the victim multiple times, up to possibly as many as 15 times, eventually causing her death. There were other employees that were present at the time, some of which attempted to help the victim after the stabbing occurred. That alone is enough to show that there is a threat to the community. She then ran from the building to her vehicle, presumably with the intent to flee from the scene. She was stopped by a helpful bystander. You're also able to consider the likelihood of conviction in this case, given the facts as laid out by Detective Showers and the information that the prosecutors have reviewed in order to charge this defendant. There is a very high likelihood of conviction. And then finally, the defendant does have a prior instance of at least one that I'm aware that involved a stabbing, similar obviously to the stabbing that occurred in this case, involving a knife.
So this is not her first rodeo. So she already done stabbed somebody before. This right here is a clear-cut case. She deserved life in prison, guys. Again, where is the FBA community to defend Afeni? Where's the FBA community? I want to know. Where is the FBA community? All you FBA content creators that love to talk ish about YouTubers who don't support Carmelo Anthony. Why you guys are silent on this matter? Why you're not setting up a GoFundMe for her? I mean, maybe it was self-defense. Maybe she was just bullied and she had to do what she had to do because, you know, she's black. Where's the FBA community to talk about it? See, there's no money to be made from this. So they're not going to talk about it. But now, if it was a white manager, the FBA community would say that the manager was racist, that the manager was, bullying and doing all this, and it was justified. That's what they would say. But because it's a black woman, black on black crime, Everybody's silent on the matter now.
So given all of those factors, and given the fact that this court does have authority to give no bond to defendants charged with murder, I am asking at this time for no bond in this case.
Thank you, counsel. The court has reviewed the charges and the circumstances surrounding this case. The defendant is facing various serious charges, including murder in the first degree, which is one of the most serious criminal offenses in our.
Why is somebody asking, is she FBA? See, this is the problem with all of these cults and these groups on social media. You guys have literally been dragged into a pit where you looking at people. Is she FBA? Is she a Christian? Is she a Hebrew Israelite? Like, what kind of sick world we live in where somebody got to be a part of your group? So let me get this straight. If somebody's FBA, they're a part of your club. Last time I checked, in the black community, they're all FBA, right? But they're killing one another. They're selling drugs to one another. The Crips, the Bloods, they're all FBA and they're killing one another. So what's the point? It's pointless.
State, carrying penalties up to life without parole. Additionally, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent further underscores defendant's potential threat to public safety. Defendant has a prior criminal record out of Virginia for malicious wounding. It was actually felony malicious wounding that was reduced to unlawful bodily injury concerning a stabbing, and that is what gives rise to the habitual second. And in determining bond, the court must look to the factors outlined in Michigan Court Rule 6.106. Number one, the seriousness of the offense and the danger posed to the community. The charges here involved a violent crime with a weapon, indicating a substantial risk to the public. The court finds there is a significant threat to public safety, and therefore the bond must reflect that risk. Number two, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. While the evidence is not fully before us and the defendant is cloaked with the presumption of innocence, the nature of the charges along with the prior criminal history suggests that there is substantial evidence against the defendant. Defendant's criminal history: the defendant has a violent criminal past. The history supports the court's concern that the defendant may engage in further violent conduct if she is released. The defendant's ties to the community: while the defendant is relatively young at 26 years of age, there's no indication that she has any significant stabilizing ties to the community that would ensure her return for court appearances. Without these ties, the court is concerned about the likelihood of flight. Number five, defendant's risk of fleeing or failing to appear. Due to the severity of the charges and the habitual offender status, it makes the defendant a high risk for flight. The court finds that this factor weighs heavily in favor of a high bond amount. Substance abuse or mental treatment: although there are no reports at this time suggesting that the defendant suffers from mental health or substance abuse issues that would mitigate the risks posed by defendant's release, the court is, after considering all of these factors, going to be setting bond at $25 million cash surety only with conditions. If the defendant is able to meet those conditions, she must be on a GPS steel cuff tether. She is not to leave the state of Michigan. She is to report her address within 24 hours of, she must report any change of address within 24 hours. There would be stringent daily contact with community corrections as to her whereabouts. She also would be required to have alcohol and drug testing as condition of her release. There would be no contact with the family of the decedent, any witnesses. She is not to return to Mcdonald's. And if she is unable to post the $25 million bond, she will remain in custody pending further proceedings.
I mean, I already know the judge already knows she don't got 25 million. She's broke, right? There's no way. What the judge is basically saying is, you're never coming out. You'll never see the light of day again. You're a murderer. You're not going to hide behind mental health. You're not going to hide behind none of that stuff. You're going to jail. You're going to prison for life. $25 million bond. 25. But yet, when it comes to the Carmelo Anthony situation, another murderer, they reduce his bond. You see how that works? Are y'all getting it? The FBA community is silent on this one. This particular story, they went quiet. Quiet because they can't defend this situation. They only talk about Carmelo when it's okay to make some money. Half of these YouTubers don't even care about the news. It's all about making a check. They're not fair. They're not balanced. None of that. This animal murdered a mother of 6. She murdered her in cold blood. Took her life. Took the life of a mother because she was sent home. Rather than her go find another job, she decides to bring a kitchen knife, put on a ski mask, and stab this woman all over her body in cold blood. Heartless criminal. You understand? And these are the kind of killers that the black community love to defend. On her Instagram, you should see it. Everybody's in there saying, oh, she was bullied. You know, she's suffering from mental health. She had a nervous breakdown. She had mental breakdown. She was traumatized. I'm like, look, bro, like, stop it. Stop it. She was demon possessed. When people crash out like that, they're demon possessed. Let's just call it what it is. There's no such thing as mental health issues. People that crash out are demon possessed. Call it what it is.
And that concludes this matter for today. We will see you back here, ma'am, on July 23rd at 1 o'clock for your probable cause conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Imagine you murdered somebody, you in a room with cuffs, you got on a jail suit. You're never coming home again. See, once the demon is able to get you to do your dirt, the demon left, and now you're stuck for life.
You're all set, ma'am.
I don't even know why they even going through all of this, man. There's no need for a case. Just put her in prison. You see that? And everybody's in there. Yeah, listen, man. It's just sad, man. It is sad how people can have a job, and because they're sent home, they decide to kill people. Rather than going and find a job, another job, they decide, let's kill the manager. Now, let's take a look at the footage, guys. Let's take a look at the footage again. If you're now joining in on the show, we were talking to you guys about how this is her in her car eating an apple with a filter of Chucky. Now, you know Chucky used knives to kill. Everybody Chucky killed, he killed with a knife. So it is only right that the demon of Chucky possessed her. Now, those of you that knows anything about the movie, I believe it was called Child's Play. That particular film, the Chucky doll wasn't evil in and of itself. It was not. They took the doll and they did a ritual with the doll. You understand? The doll was in stores for sale, but they took the doll, if my memory served me correct, because that's an old film. They did a ritual which allowed a demon to enter the doll. And that ritual they did caused a spirit to take over. So for her to be using a Chucky filter, that means she's a murderer at heart. She's embodying the demon of Chucky. The demon. Y'all remember the Twilight Zone? Talking Tina? Put a 1 in the chat. Y'all remember that episode with Talking Tina? The doll that killed everybody? Remember it was that guy? Only that one guy, he's able to see the doll. My name is Talking Tina, and I don't like you. Y'all remember that? That was crazy, right?
My name is Talking Tina, and I don't like you.
Man, if you ever see Talking Tina, you better run, bro. That's great, bro. But anyway, let's get to the content. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Let's take a look at these video clips. Find out what she had to say. Let me turn down the music. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I got care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. Throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect. It's fucking it happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So fuck, is it? Yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit and about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is easy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny.
Now, notice what she says. Somebody got to do something about that. So all of this was premeditated. She was literally recording herself, planning out what she was going to do, guys. She said somebody got to do something about it. She's a bully. So she was trying to set this as her alibi to try to claim mental health, to try to claim she was just taking advantage of us, calling us her children and belittling us. Now, of course, sometimes you might have a supervisor that's an a-hole or whatever the case is, but there are proper channels in which supervisors could be reported, especially if they create a hostile working environment. But to record yourself in a car talking like this, and then you end up unaliving the manager, I mean, it just makes it look worse, if you ask me.
No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man.
Notice somebody in the chat says she's speaking some truths. No, she's not speaking truths. No, of course not. What you're reminiscing on is the fact that you have a supervisor that you don't like. So when you hear her, you have the same murderer spirit, which means you have a supervisor that you don't like, right? And because your supervisor talked to you, right, a certain way, right, you look at her as though she's speaking truth because you don't have the balls to do what she did in terms of unaliving the supervisor. So when she's sharing her thoughts, she's not sharing truths. She's creating an alibi. She's creating a narrative to make herself look like she's justified for what she did. Because she said somebody got to do something about it. You see? That's what she said. So now let me wind that back. Let's get back to the content.
No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man.
So she was sent home 2 days in a row. Why? Because she's not doing her job. When you're not doing your job, they normally send you home because you're playing games. How you going to be at a place of business messing up your own money?
I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early? It's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny.
Wow.
It's not fair. It isn't funny at all.
It's not funny at all, but you was just laughing earlier. She was laughing earlier, guys. We saw her laughing.
So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her.
Oh, wow. She could keep playing the bully, but she's going to catch up to her. Sounds to me like a threat. Sounds to me like a threat. Nobody cares if you were in the military or whatever for 21 years. Nobody cares about none of that stuff. We're not impressed, right? So quit poking your chest out. We don't really care about none of that. Let's get back at the content.
Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
So now, let's get to this video clip over here. Let's get this one over here. Let's get this.
Then one day she coming in there talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, telling us that, like, the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, I'm like, what the fuck me this for? Like, she think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. What the fuck about you telling me about you pulling the gun out on a kid? I don't fuck that. Like, that shit doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shit didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck telling me about some with the fuck. And maybe that's why they always fight to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. The fuck that shit. Then one day she coming in there talking about some yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, telling us that, like the fuck you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her.
Notice she said that's what she wanted to tell her. Which mean she was like, oh, you trying to flex, talking about you had to pull out a gun? Like, what you trying to say? Like, you got a gun and you gonna pull it out on me? That's basically what she's saying right there, guys. You see what I mean? This woman was ready to crash out. Guys, you got people like this at your job right now. You got people just like her that are at your job. That's why I tell you guys, when you at work, man, just go to work, do your job, go home. Don't talk to nobody, man. Don't talk to nobody. You got people that are on edge. They got demons. They ready to crash out. They gonna bring guns, knives to work, and they don't mind going to prison for life. They don't have a life, guys. Some of you got a life. You got things to do. But there are people out here that don't got no life. They're miserable. And all they do is work to pay bills, and they don't got no hope at all.
She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, I'm like, what the fuck me this for? Like she think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. What the fuck about you telling me about you pulling the gun out on a kid? I don't fuck that. Like, that shit doesn't scare me.
You see, that don't scare me, which mean if you think that I'm scared because you said you're going to do this and you're going to pull out a gun with your kids or whatever, like that's going to make me feel intimidated. In other words, I'm going to continue to bully you. So what I'm seeing here is this creature, Afeni Muhammad, was a demon on the job who was bullying the manager. That's right. She was one of them workers that was bullying the manager, not following orders, just being rebellious on the job. And the management is like, look, I'm talking to you. You're not listening. You know what? Go home. Go home. Clock out. Go home. You understand? And that messed up her money, so she couldn't pay her rent. You see what I mean? Couldn't pay her insurance for her car. And it messed her up. So she said, you know what, man, I'm crashing out. I don't care. I'm going to crash out. She went and put on a ski mask. She was ski masked up. And I know they got video footage of this at the McDonald's because they got cameras everywhere. So we're going to see footage of her sooner or later. It's going to leak. Where you're going to see the footage of what went down.
You know what I mean? That shit that scared me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shit didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck about her telling me about some with the fuck. You know, and maybe that's why they always fight her, to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened.
They probably felt like their life was threatened. Do you hear that, guys? Do you hear that? They probably felt like their life was threatened regarding the manager, the mother of 6, which mean Afeni threatened her life already. Probably suggested, little subliminals. You know how people talk under their tongue, under their nose, and they kind of make little suggestive words. And it's like, you could feel like, yo, did she just threaten me? Yeah, she threatened you. That's exactly what she did.
The fuck out of here with that shit.
Let's go back to the first clip. Let's go back to this one here. Let me see. Okay. Let's go back to this one.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person.
All right. So she got sent home early twice. For what reason? Not doing her job. Not doing her job. That's why she got sent home, guys. Not because she was being bullied. They do this all the time at McDonald's. Workers get sent home all the time, especially if it's a slow day. If it's a slow day, they're not going to have 5 registers open. No, they're not. If it's a slow day, they sending people home early. Like in the morning time, when you come in, they might have you there. But then if it starts slowing down, they'll be like, nah, you go home. It is what it is. Let's get back at the content.
Telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny.
So she's blaming her now, saying she's a bully. She's doing that because she knows she's going to kill her. And she wanted to be on record that she was in a car saying, yeah, this lady was bullying me. No, she already planned to kill her already. She been planning this. This was planned out a long time ago.
She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her.
You see that? Talking to everybody like they're beneath her. No, the woman is actually older than her, which means she probably got, listen, the mother who died that got the 6 kids is probably old enough to be her mother. You get what I'm saying? So she don't got no respect for people who is her senior. She don't got no respect for them. It's not that nobody was talking down to nobody. She just don't want to follow orders. She don't want to listen to nobody. There's a lot of people that work at companies. They don't follow no instructions. They don't like nobody ordering them around and bossing them around. They get pissed off. And it's most likely black folk that do that. I'm just being honest. I've seen that happen all the time at the job. Supervisor tell a ninja go do something. Why you telling me to? I don't like how you said it. Like, I ain't no slave. I'm like, bro, you get a paycheck. Go do your damn job and shut up, bro. Go do your damn job, man. Always getting offended every minute. Oh, they disrespecting me. Nobody disrespecting you. This is a workplace. We go here, we work, we get a check. Just shut up and do your job, bro. People always complaining all the time.
He has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny.
Meaning she gotta pay bills. She gotta pay the credit cards, the insurance, get food. And, the money is not coming in the way it needs to.
She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps saying her little racial shit. And throughout the day.
How could she say racial stuff if she's black? How?
keeps on like putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people.
No, that's what you were doing the whole time. You were gossiping with your coworkers about her. Because normally coworkers do that. They talk about the supervisor ain't ish. I cannot stand the supervisor. I've been on the 9 to 5, man. I know all the tricks. I know what goes down. I know the politics on the job. I've been in workplaces where the workers got together, put a petition together, and got the superintendent fired, literally. You know what I mean? I've seen them do stuff like this because they didn't want to follow the orders. They didn't want to follow the disciplinary action that was taken against them for not doing their job. People just want to be lazy on the job. And sadly, it'd be a lot of black folk that be lazy on the job. A lot of you that be at the 9 to 5, you know what I'm talking about. You may not be lazy, but some of your coworkers are lazy and they get a big old check and they never work. You're the one doing all the work on the job.
It's not funny, man. That shit got up. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right. But
you're not doing nothing right. If you understand how the business of McDonald's work, when that drive-through is filled with a bunch of customers, right, and people all at the register, management going to panic because y'all got to meet these quotas. Y'all got to get these customers in and out. You can't have the situation clogged up and everybody not getting stuff done. So somebody got to flip those burgers, drop them fries, do what they got to do. You know what I mean? Get to that window and take those orders, you know, and keep it moving. That's just how it is. But the thing is, she didn't want to work. She just wanted to check. Just like a lot of people, they go to the 9 to 5, they just want a check. They don't want to work. I cannot stand people like that, bro. I believe everybody that's at a 9 to 5 and they don't work need to be fired. I don't care about your situation. You don't deserve that job, man. Somebody else could use that job. You know? And it's always these youngins that don't want to follow instructions, man. They don't want to follow orders. Listen, most young people don't even want to work. They want everything for free. They feel they're entitled. If you're not performing, you're going to get sent home. That's called punishment, so that you can get on your A and B game, come back, and do your job.
We are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean?
But you just said it's not funny and you laughing, though. That's the thing that's not looking good. She said this is not funny, but look at her laughing, guys.
Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her.
It doesn't matter if she make mistakes. Do your job as a worker. Do your job. You understand? That's how it's supposed to be. Listen, I had all my supervisors, thankfully, at my job when I was in New York, all my supervisors was cool. At times, they used to tweak a little bit and do things I didn't like, but I understood their title. I understood the pressure that they got from their superiors. Remember, a supervisor, a manager, they got to answer to somebody too. And you don't want to be a part of that game. So the way we did our thing, we made sure that we did our job to make sure that our supervisor was looking good. So when their supervisor come around, they don't take no heat. And in return, the supervisor would always look out for us. One hand washes the other, man. You know what I mean? You got to respect the authority. Whoever's in charge, whoever's management, it is what it is. You got to just do your job and just recognize that whoever's the management, they got that position because they put in that work. If you flipping them burgers and flipping fries, you just got to submit to the authority and just keep it pushing. And then if you just do what you got to do, you might end up being a manager one day. But to be complaining and can't get your way, get sent home, and you come back and you kill the manager, you tripping. You know what I mean? You got a demon in you at this point. And I don't feel sorry for you. And I hope that you go to prison for life. You know what I mean? Because you took a mother away from her children. The daughter was on the news crying. shedding tears because mama is gone. You know how hurtful that is? To lose a mom? And we're not talking about a mom that died of natural causes. We're talking about a mom that was stabbed to death. That left home and her kids seen her and they thought she was coming home and she's not coming home no more. Come on, man. That's crazy.
So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false.
Oh, so you're always snapping on people. Do you see that, guys? Management kept telling her that you keep snapping on people. You know what I mean? You keep snapping on people. That's bad customer service. You can't have a nasty attitude and you work in the drive-thru. She probably worked the drive-thru or the cash register. That's where I see her at. She's working the register or the drive-thru window. I don't see her flipping burgers and doing all that. She's at the register, snapping on people. Probably snapping on coworkers too. You know what I mean? Shout out to Corey, I believe it is. 2SS for the 99 cent. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. And guys, remember, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. We got 400 in the building. We need 400 likes, guys. Stop hating, fam. Like, for real, man. We got to show love, man. Like, we in a dark world, man, where people just hate, bruh. Hit the like button, fam. We need those likes. That's how the videos get pushed. You know what I mean? I'm the best in the game when it comes to these breakdowns on YouTube. The best. The best breakdowns. No matter who you've seen talking about this case, nobody does better breakdowns than Ringo TV. Nobody. Nobody. Shout out to Caramel Kimmy Kim in the building. I see you there. I think I also seen Sherelle. Sherelle's in the building. Hold up. Why Sherelle don't got a wrench? What the heck is going on? Somebody took away Sherelle's wrench? Or is this the same Sherelle? What the heck is going on? Why you don't got no wrench? Am I seeing something or is this right? What the heck is going on? Is that the real Sherelle or am I bugging out, guys? What's going on? I don't know, man. This is crazy. I'm trying to figure out where your wrench go. I don't know what's happening. You say you don't see her in the chat. Caramel says, I don't see her in the chat. That's weird. That's crazy. Shout out to Rebel for Almighty. I see you in the building too. I'm going to have to double check. I'm going to double check later on. I got to double check and find out what the heck is going on. Like what? Where the heck is your wrench? Hold on a second. Let me do something real fast. This is crazy. Trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Yeah, it is you. Why you don't got a wrench? Somebody took your wrench away or something? This is, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, I really don't know what's going on, guys. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put back your wrench. I don't know what the heck happened. Let me see. Let me add you back. I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. You should have your wrench again now. You said, I thought I deleted my channel, but I ended up changing it to a brand account. Oh, okay. All right. So you should be back. That's crazy. Okay, at first I'm wondering what the heck is going on. But anyway, let's get back at the content. Again, guys, hit that like button, fam. We got 400, only 200 likes. Stop hating. Hit the like button. Let's go.
But I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop.
You see, that's going to stop the negative energy that she's blaming the management. She's blaming management for bringing in negative energy on the job. The manager, listen, she ain't bring the negative energy. No, it's this Chucky, Miss Chucky. She's the one who brought the negative energy on the job. You know? She brought the negative energy. She crashed out. Listen, her Instagram page is it's crazy. It's a lot of interesting things going on over there that suggests that she got demons. She's battling a lot of demons, guys. I don't call it mental illness. I don't call it that. I call it demons. You got demons working through you.
All that negative shit she's saying about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in.
And see, here's the thing. If the management says, y'all acting like my kids in here, right? You got to understand, if you're carrying yourself like an adult, because she's 26, right? If you're carrying yourself like an adult, she would not say you're acting like my kids in here. Obviously, you must be acting very immature at the job, doing stuff that's out of pocket, like a child. You know what I mean? So if you want to be respected, you got to carry yourself with respect. You got to be an adult on the job. When I was on the 9 to 5, I took my job serious, guys. I didn't BS, man. I wasn't playing. When I was at work, I'm a professional. I want everybody to respect me. I want coworkers to respect me, tenants, customers, everybody, management, everybody's going to respect me because my work ethic is A1. You know what I mean? But if you at work acting like a clown, doing stupid stuff, then of course management is going to be on your tail. My supervisors never had to check up on me and my partners at work because we always did our job. If you're the type of worker that don't do your job, supervision, management will always pull up to keep an eye on you like a child. You know what I mean? Management's supposed to be able to go away and you don't see them because they know you holding down the fort. But if you just playing games, then supervisors got to babysit you. You know, those of you that might be viewing who are supervisors, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you got to babysit the staff and you don't like doing that. These are grown adults. I shouldn't have to be babysitting you guys. Do your damn job, man. Get out of your feelings. Do your job. That's all you got to do. Ain't no disrespect. You signed up for a job, do it. You know? Shout out to Forever Studios. I see you in the building. Shout out to Floridine Rollo in the building. What's going on? Let me see what we got. Yeah, guys, so if you're in the building, this woman, Afeni Muhammad, held on $25 million bond. She ain't never getting out of prison. Right now she in jail, but she's never getting out of prison, guys. She's going to jail for life. There's no way. She pleaded not guilty, guys. Could you believe that? She's trying to play the insanity card. Like, well, you know, I had problems, mental health issues. I had alcoholism and bad relationship, and that's what led to me. No, no. You premeditated this whole thing, and you took a mother away from her kids. It's time for you to pay the piper.
Off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early. It's not funny.
Get another job and stop crying. If you got sent home early, it's because you're not doing your job. You understand? I've seen workers get sent home because they were BSing on the job. You know what I mean? Management say clock out, you clock out. Go home. That's discipline to let you know if you want to act a fool, you ain't getting paid for the day. So cry. Go home and cry. I bet you'll come back to work and do your job when you realize your check is looking kind of low. You know? And y'all know how that be on the 9 to 5, man. You miss 2 days of work. Bro, that can break your money. Them 2 days, man. Man, you need that extra bread.
Have to do something about it. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, you know, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her.
Wow.
Because it ain't funny at all.
That's going to catch up to her, she said.
It ain't.
So she published these videos, guys. She published these videos to her Instagram, basically letting the world know that she's going to unalive the manager. Now, she didn't say that verbatim, but it's in the messages. Like, she's saying somebody got to do something, meaning somebody got to silence this woman. Somebody got to take a stand and silence her, you know? And she crashed out. Now, somebody said earlier that she had that Ronald McDonald hair. Let me see if I can find Ronald McDonald. Let me see if I can find this real quick, guys, because I might have to redo the thumbnail. Probably redo the thumbnail. Let me see if I could do this, guys. Yeah, this might work. Yeah, this will definitely work, man. Let me see. Ronald McDonald. What is that? Asian? I think this is an Asian Ronald McDonald. Let me see. This is crazy, bro. See. This is crazy, bro. Man. I don't know, man. Maybe she... I don't know, bro. This is wild, bro. She probably like Ronald McDonald's. I don't know. This is wild, bro. She gonna be spending a long time, guys. Long time in prison, man. She should have never did it, man. And you know, we got workers that be on the 9 to 5 that do this type of stuff where they don't like a particular person and they're just like waiting for a moment to crash out. Like they've been on edge for a long time and it been brewing. Like, you know, the clock been ticking. Like they've been wanting to do something to you, but they kind of held it off. So in this situation, she probably had the last draw and was like, look, I'm done. I don't care. I'm going to crash out. Like, but I'm like, damn, you don't think about the fact that you're going to prison for life? So it can't be her that decided. It was a demon that was in her. This is why I keep telling you about these entities, man. They be in people. Demons possessing people. Let me see. Somebody said the manager might have done a few things wrong, but she didn't deserve to lose her life. These people out here letting demons use them. Let me see. As they are losing their freedom. Yeah. She didn't deserve to lose her life. Of course, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes on the job, do things that others may not like, but to come back to the job with a knife and you know, unalive the management. And good thing there was a good Samaritan there. I believe there was a customer that pulled out his gun, held her at gunpoint. She's lucky he didn't kill her. Because technically speaking, if it's in a state that allows the use of deadly force, that guy with the gun could have took her out and he would have been justified. You understand? Because if you see somebody getting stabbed to death and you have rights to bear arms, you can technically put that person out. You could. Even if you are, whatchamacallit, even if it's not like a family member to you, you can take them out. You said it was in Michigan? Okay. Shout out to Floridine Rollo for the $10 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. So she gonna be twerking. She gonna be twerk jig in prison. Condolences to the children whom lost their mother. So sick of spoiled folks. I got fired 2 times in my life. Guess what? Guess what? Found something better. She was demonic and the eyes for real. Yeah, her eyes don't lie. All you got to do is just find something else. Why work at a place and complain about management? Just quit the job and get something different. Because a lot of times we thinking it's management. No, sometimes it's you who got the demon. You know? Sometimes it's you who bring the bad spirits to work. It don't be management. But this situation, man, this is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But man, again, condolences to the family of the deceased, the mother of 6. I know your daughter was on the news. The daughter was on the news crying. And I feel her pain, man. It took her mom away, bro. That's some cold-hearted stuff, bro. This woman clearly is a demon, bro. A demon. Straight from the lake of fire. Sad, sad, sad situation, man. Sad situation. And of all jobs, McDonald's, bro. You crashing out over McDonald's, man. That's wild, man. That is wild. You could have easily get another job, like the next day. She could have got a job the next day at another location. You could have called corporate and be like, look, it's a hostile working environment. I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. And they would have transferred her to another location. You know? It is what it is, bro. So yeah, man. I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. Yeah, so she had 6 daughters and 1 son. I thought they said she had 6 kids. So is it 5 daughters and 1 son, or 6 daughters and 1 son? I don't know. You know, they hating on me when it comes to the likes, fam. I don't know, man. Can't please everybody, man. Unless some of those folks are FBA and they mad with me because of what I had to say about FBA. I don't support none of these groups. You know. Let me see. So I'm gonna get up on out of here, guys. It is what it is, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated with this story. I might use it in another video. I might talk about it some more because I really want to know why the FBA community is not defending this woman, since they love to defend killers like Carmelo Anthony. Right? So y'all take care. Again, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. This is the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, man. The best. Trust me. Best. Nobody else does a better job, guys. Nobody else. We do the most thorough breakdowns. This woman is guilty. She's not having no mental health issues. She's possessed by demons, real life demons. And you need to beware of the demons that are at your workplace, because every workplace that you are working at got people like her that are on edge, ready to crash out. That's why I say, go to your job, do your job, keep it pushing, stay out of the way. You know, that's just the way to move, man, because you never know who gonna crash out. You never know who gonna crash out, man. They just don't care. Especially if you somebody that got things popping. There's people that would love to crash out on you because they don't want to see you successful. For all you know, she was jealous of the manager. You know, jealous. Probably saw her life, that she's a mom, she got kids, she take care of her family. There's a lot of things, man. You know? It's a lot of things that happens in the workplace, man. But anyway, I'm gonna pretty much get up on out of here, guys. Again, rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV Reactions. And that's about it, man. I'm gonna get up on out of here. So y'all take care. We out of here. Peace and blessings. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.